Top 10 women's rights every woman should know, ladies and gentlemen, today isn't just about knowledge, it's about power. It's about stepping into your strength and owning the rights that have been fought for, bled for, and earned through relentless courage. Because here's the truth, the world doesn't give you power, you take it. And today, we take it by knowing what's ours. You can't fight for what you don't know is yours. Knowledge is step one to power. Too many women go through life without fully realizing the rights that are already theirs, the opportunities that exist, and the power they hold. This isn't just about laws and policies, it's about shifting the mindset that has been ingrained for generations. The reality is that awareness is the foundation of change. If you don't know what belongs to you, you can't claim it. If you don't understand your rights, you can't protect them. And if you don't believe in your own power, you'll never use it. Throughout history, women have been told what they can and cannot do. Sometimes it's through direct oppression, other times through cultural conditioning that subtly enforces limits. Even in progressive societies, many women unknowingly hold themselves back because they were never taught to step forward. The first step to breaking through these invisible barriers is education. The more you know about your rights, whether it's the right to equal pay, the right to safety, or the right to make decisions about your own body, the more you can demand what's yours without hesitation or apology. Awareness isn't just about laws, though. It's about recognizing the subtle ways society influences women to accept less. It's in the way young girls are raised to be nice instead of assertive. It's in the way women are conditioned to seek validation rather than trust their own instincts. It's in the way they're taught to be grateful for opportunities rather than demand what they deserve. All of these messages, whether spoken or unspoken, shape how women see themselves and their place in the world. And that is why knowledge is more than power, it is freedom. Because once you see the system for what it is, you can break out of it. Many women don't know their rights when it comes to work, relationships, and personal safety. This lack of awareness leads to situations where they accept unfair treatment, stay silent when they should speak up, or feel powerless in situations where they actually have legal and social backing. Think about salary negotiations. Many women don't negotiate at all, not because they don't deserve higher pay, but because they were never told they could ask for it. They were taught to accept what they were given. The same applies to workplace discrimination, domestic abuse, and reproductive rights. When women don't know what protections exist for them, they are left vulnerable. This is why spreading awareness is so important. It's not enough for a few women to know their rights. This knowledge has to be shared. Women must empower other women. They must teach their daughters, their sisters, their friends. Every time one woman learns what she is entitled to and acts on it, she sets an example for others. She creates a ripple effect that extends beyond her own life. The best way to gain awareness is to seek it out. Read, research, ask questions, find mentors who can guide you. Pay attention to the conversations happening around you, and when you find valuable knowledge, don't keep it to yourself, pass it on. Awareness is not a passive process. It requires action. It means staying informed about laws that affect women's rights. It means understanding history so that progress isn't taken for granted. It means questioning outdated beliefs and challenging systems that no longer serve women. The world is changing, but it will not change fast enough if women remain unaware of their own power. There is no more time for silence, no more time for hesitation. Knowledge is the key that unlocks every door, and once you have that key, there is no limit to what you can do. Your value is not something that can be negotiated, debated, or diminished by external opinions. It is inherent, undeniable, and non-negotiable. Yet too often women are conditioned to seek permission, validation, or approval before stepping into their full potential. From a young age, many are subtly taught to downplay their achievements, to be agreeable rather than assertive, and to shrink themselves to fit into the expectations of others. This conditioning leads to self-doubt, hesitation, and a tendency to accept less than what they truly deserve. Recognizing and owning your worth is the first step to breaking free from these limitations. In the workplace, this plays out in salary negotiations, promotions, and leadership opportunities. Studies show that women are less likely than men to ask for raises or apply for positions unless they meet every single qualification. This is not because they lack the skills, intelligence, or capability. It's because they have been socialized to believe that their worth must be proven beyond doubt before they can claim what is rightfully theirs. Men, on the other hand, tend to assume they are qualified and go after opportunities with confidence. The difference is not in ability, but in mindset. When women recognize that their value is not determined by external validation, they begin to step forward with the same confidence. Beyond the professional world, knowing your worth extends to personal relationships. Too many women stay in toxic relationships, tolerate disrespect, or accept less than they deserve because they believe they have to. They compromise their own happiness out of fear of being alone, fear of judgment, or fear that they are asking for too much. But the truth is, love, respect, and kindness are not privileges, they are the bare minimum. A woman who knows her worth will never settle for a relationship that drains her, disrespects her, or makes her feel small. She will not tolerate manipulation, dishonesty, or emotional abuse because she understands that she deserves better. And when she walks away from what does not serve her, she makes space for something greater. In every aspect of life, self-worth shapes decisions, actions, and outcomes. A woman who knows her value will set boundaries and enforce them without guilt. She will not apologize for taking up space, for speaking her mind, or for pursuing her dreams. She will not allow others to define her, limit her, or dictate her path. And most importantly, she will not allow her worth to be diminished by rejection, failure, or criticism. These things do not define her. They are merely stepping stones on the journey to success. Knowing your worth also means recognizing that it is not tied to external factors. Your appearance, your relationship status, your career, or your achievements. These things can change, but your value remains constant. Society may try to place conditions on a woman's worth, telling her she is only valuable if she is young, beautiful, successful, or in a relationship. But these are illusions. True worth comes from within. It is unshakable, unwavering, and independent of external validation. This understanding is a game changer. When a woman truly knows her worth, she stops seeking approval and starts making choices that align with her highest potential. She stops playing small and starts demanding what she deserves. She stops fearing failure and starts embracing challenges. She becomes unstoppable, not because she has something to prove, but because she finally understands that she has nothing to prove. Every woman has the power to define her own worth. It is not given, it is claimed. And once claimed, it becomes the foundation for everything: success, happiness, confidence, and freedom. The world will only respect a woman who respects herself first. And when she does, nothing can hold her back. Your voice is your strongest weapon. It is the tool that can challenge injustice, break barriers, and reshape the world around you. Yet for generations, women have been silenced, taught to be seen but not heard, encouraged to remain agreeable rather than outspoken, and conditioned to avoid confrontation even in the face of discrimination. The result? A culture where too many women hesitate to speak up, fearing backlash, rejection, or judgment. But the truth is, silence serves no one. Change does not come from quiet acceptance. It comes from bold, fearless voices that refuse to be ignored. Speaking up is not just about words, it's about action. It's about knowing when to say no, when to demand better, and when to challenge the systems that perpetuate inequality. It's about raising your voice, not just for yourself, but for those who cannot yet raise theirs. And too often women are taught that being assertive is being difficult, that expressing their opinions makes them aggressive, and that asking for what they deserve is asking for too much. These are lies designed to keep women small. The reality is that power responds to confidence, and the world listens to those who refuse to be silent. Think about the workplace. Women who advocate for themselves, who negotiate their salaries, who call out unfair treatment, and who take ownership of their achievements are often perceived as too much. But what's the alternative? Staying quiet while others determine your worth? Accepting whatever is given instead of demanding what is earned? No. The women who rise to the top are those who refuse to accept less. They ask, they push, they challenge, and they make their voices impossible to ignore. And when they do, they don't just open doors for themselves, they open them for every woman who comes after them. In relationships, your voice is just as important. Too many women suppress their needs and desires out of fear. Fear of upsetting their partner, fear of being perceived as needy, fear of being left. But a relationship where you cannot speak your truth is not a relationship worth keeping. If you cannot set boundaries, if you cannot express your needs, if you cannot say no without guilt, then you are not in a partnership, you are in a cage. Your voice is the key to unlocking the respect, love, and equality you deserve. A strong woman does not shrink herself to keep others comfortable. She speaks, she demands, and she refuses to settle for anything less than a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. Beyond personal and professional life, using your voice is about standing up for what's right. Throughout history, every major movement for women's rights, from the right to vote to equal pay, has been fueled by women who refused to be silent. They faced opposition, ridicule, and even danger. But they knew one thing: if they didn't speak up, nothing would change. That same responsibility exists today, whether it's fighting for equal opportunities, calling out sexism, or standing up against injustice. Your voice matters. Every time you speak up, you set a new standard for what is acceptable and what is not. But speaking up isn't always easy. It requires courage, persistence, and the willingness to face discomfort. There will be moments when your voice shakes, when others try to dismiss you, when you feel like giving up. But that's exactly when you must push harder, because the more you use your voice, the stronger it becomes. The more you demand to be heard, the more the world listens. And the more you stand up for yourself, the more you empower others to do the same. The world does not change with silence. It changes when strong, powerful women decide that their voices are not optional, they are necessary. Speak up, speak often, speak without apology. Because when you do, you don't just change your own life, you change the world. Financial independence is freedom. It is the key that unlocks choices, opportunities, and control over your own life. Without it, too many women find themselves stuck stuck in unhealthy relationships, stuck in jobs they hate, stuck in cycles of dependency that limit their potential. The ability to earn, manage, and grow your own wealth is not just about money, it is about power. It is about never having to ask for permission to live life on your terms. For generations, women were excluded from financial decision-making. They were expected to rely on fathers, husbands, or male relatives for financial support. Even today, in some parts of the world, women still struggle to access banking, credit, and property ownership. But times have changed, and with that change comes an undeniable truth. Every woman must take charge of her own financial future. No one else will do it for her, and no matter where she starts, she has the ability to build wealth, create security, and design the life she truly wants. The first step is understanding that financial literacy is non-negotiable. Too often, women shy away from conversations about money, believing it is complicated, intimidating, or not their responsibility. But ignorance is the fastest way to lose power. Understanding budgeting, investing, credit, and saving is not just for experts, it's for every woman who wants to take control of her future. Financial independence begins with knowledge, and the more a woman educates herself about money, the more confident and empowered she becomes. Earning money is just the beginning. The real power comes from managing it wisely. A high income means nothing if it is not handled with strategy. Financial independence is about more than just making money. It's about keeping it, growing it, and using it to create lasting security. That means building savings, eliminating unnecessary debt, and investing for the future. It means refusing to rely on anyone else for financial stability, because when a woman has her own money, she has options. She can leave a toxic relationship without fear. She can pursue her dreams without hesitation. She can walk away from any situation that does not serve her, knowing she has the resources to stand on her own. One of the biggest myths about money is that it is selfish to want more. Women are often told that focusing on wealth is greedy or materialistic. But here's the truth. Money is not just about luxury, it's about impact. The more financial power a woman has, the more she can do for herself, her family, and her community. Wealthy women start businesses, create jobs, donate to causes, and inspire the next generation to dream bigger. Financial success is not something to feel guilty about, it is something to pursue with confidence. For women in relationships, financial independence is even more critical. Shared finances are common, but dependency is dangerous. Every woman, regardless of her relationship status, should have her own money, her own bank account, and her own financial plan. Too many women stay in unhealthy situations because they don't have the means to leave. Financial independence ensures that no matter what happens in life, divorce, loss, or unexpected challenges, a woman always has control over her own destiny. Building wealth takes time, but every step counts. Whether it's negotiating for a higher salary, starting a side business, learning to invest, or cutting unnecessary expenses, every small decision adds up. The goal is not just to survive, but to thrive. And when women step into financial power, they break generational cycles of dependency and create legacies of strength, success, and security. Money is not just currency, it is freedom, confidence, and the ability to shape your own future. The moment a woman decides to take control of her finances, she stops waiting for permission and starts building the life she deserves. Change starts with you. It doesn't begin with governments, corporations, or social movements. It begins with individuals who decide to take action. Too often, people wait for permission, for the right moment, or for someone else to step up and lead. But the truth is, if you want to see change in the world, you have to be the one to make it happen. No one is coming to rescue you, to hand you opportunities, or to fight your battles for you. The power to shape your own life and influence the world around you is entirely in your hands. Many women grow up believing that change is something that happens to them rather than something they create. They are taught to adapt, to be patient, to wait their turn. But history proves that change is never given, it is taken. The rights that women have today exist because others before them refused to wait. They refused to accept unfair treatment, refused to stay silent, and refused to let fear stop them. And that same responsibility now falls on the next generation. The first step to creating change is deciding that you are worthy of it. Many people underestimate their own influence, believing that their voice, their actions, or their choices don't matter. But every movement, every breakthrough, and every revolution has started with a single person making a decision. Whether it's standing up for yourself at work, speaking out against injustice, or setting a new standard for how you expect to be treated, your actions create a ripple effect. When one woman demands better, she inspires others to do the same. Taking action doesn't always mean making grand gestures. It means refusing to settle in any area of life. It means calling out unfair treatment even when it's uncomfortable. It means advocating for yourself and others even when it's inconvenient. It means breaking patterns of self-doubt, perfectionism, and fear that hold you back from living at your full potential. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every choice, every conversation, and every step forward matters. One of the biggest barriers to change is fear. fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of stepping outside the norm. Many women hesitate to take action because they are afraid of making mistakes or being criticized. But here's the reality. No progress has ever been made without failure. No great leader, activist, or entrepreneur has succeeded without first facing setbacks. The difference between those who create change and those who stay stuck is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Another common excuse is waiting for the perfect moment. People convince themselves that they'll speak up when they feel more confident, go after their dreams when they have more experience, or take a stand when the timing is better. But there is no perfect moment. Confidence comes from action, not from waiting. The longer you delay, the more opportunities pass you by. The sooner you take action, the sooner you build momentum and start seeing results. It is also important to understand that creating change doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people who support your growth is essential. The strongest movements have always been built on community, on people lifting each other up, and on collective action. When one woman rises, she brings others with her. And when women work together, they become an unstoppable force for transformation. The choice is yours. You can either wait and hope for things to improve, or you can take control and make them happen. Every decision you make, every step you take, and every time you refuse to accept less than you deserve, you are creating change. It starts with you. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. We have covered powerful truths today, truths that every woman must know, embrace, and act upon. Knowledge is power, and when you know your rights, you refuse to be held back by ignorance or fear. Knowing your worth means stepping into every room with confidence, never settling for less, and understanding that your value is not up for negotiation. Using your voice is about making yourself heard, standing up for what is right, and refusing to be silenced by doubt or societal expectation. Financial independence is not just about money. It's about freedom, choices, and the ability to design the life you deserve. And above all, creating change starts with you, your actions, your courage, and your refusal to accept anything less than the best for yourself and for the women around you. Each of us has the power to create a ripple effect. When one woman rises, she brings others with her. When one woman speaks up, she encourages others to do the same. When one woman claims her rights, she sets a new standard for the world to follow. This is not just about individual success, it's about collective progress. Every step you take toward empowerment is a step forward for all women. The world does not change through silence, passivity, or waiting for permission. It changes when women decide to take control, to own their power, and to demand what they rightfully deserve. So I challenge you, step up, take action, be the leader of your own life. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal growth, never wait for permission to pursue what is yours. You are powerful, you are capable, and you are unstoppable. And when we move forward together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Your presence, your energy, and your willingness to engage in this conversation mean everything. The fact that you are here, listening, and taking in these words is proof that you are committed to growth, empowerment, and making a difference. Thank you for your time, your passion, and your courage. Remember, everything we have talked about today is not just theory, it is a call to action. Take these messages with you, share them, apply them, live them, because when you do, you don't just change your own life, you help change the world for every woman who comes after you. Keep pushing forward, keep using your voice, and never stop claiming the power that has always been yours. Thank you.